Hey everybody, it's Old Man Bull Market here again. New rant about that favourite game we all play, that mobile video game MCOC. Before I get into this particular video, I just would like to thank everyone who has recently subscribed to the channel and for everyone that took the time to go watch my video that I posted on the 16th of February 2024. The subject was the Winter of Woe, and I have reached the point where I don't have the skill to continue. 6,709 views, so I appreciate that. The good news is with a lot of help and encouragement from the many of you that left comments on that particular video, particularly people that gave tips and what to do. I actually, cleared my head, went back in with my rank to duped Hulk OG and managed to basically, I don't know, what I think I spent, it was about 8 revives doing the stun lock process, belting up, Abs Man, and managed to get through it. Plus, he was Gamma, got the point there. We got the free point, and then recently with the one with Nebula, I just couldn't be bothered. I just went in there with red mags and managed to just get it that way. So I'm currently 4 points. So I'm competing, but I'm not going crazy with it. And so I just wanted to start off by thanking everyone who made those contributions. And yes, we got through it. Now, the title of this particular video is How I Now Spend My Time Playing MCOC. And that's the one thing this game takes from us, our time. I guess it also can take our money as well, but that's something we can choose to do. But I'm now moved over to the free to play space, and so far no dramas. We're seeing all these new dailies come through. There's a Valiant offer now, things of that nature. That's great. There's nothing wrong with the people running the gate putting out offers and all that, and anyone who wants to buy them, feel free to go buy them, but I'm not participating in any of those things. But I am starting to look at the amount of time I play on this particular game, because remember, time here means time you're not somewhere else. Like, you've obviously got time to be at work, you've got time to be with your family, you've got time to do your exercise, you've got time to go and socialize, you have time to sleep. You've got other things that we have to use our time for. So I'm getting to the point now where I've got to start just rationalizing my time in the particular game. Now, thankfully, most things that we get from the game are over a 4-week period, and they're pretty easy to get through. But to give you an idea of what I'm now doing, just starting with, the event quest, basically all I make sure I do is the Thronebreaker event quest, get through that. But I don't rush through it. I basically play that particular event quest when the solo objective comes up. The particular solo objective where it's got event quest completion. And that's when I go in and basically work my way through. Usually got to do 1 or 2 chapters, and that allows me to at least get up to the 4th milestone so I can collect those 25 units. But at the end, we're getting to the business end of the particular month. As you can see here, we've just got a day and a half to go until the new content drops. So I've got it completed, and because I've got it completed, I can then go into the Paragauntlet and get that completed. And then, of course, I make sure I obtain any special Paragon Gauntlet objective as well, just to get that done. As for the rest of the event quests, as you can see, I just haven't really done much other than in Contender and in Proven. I've 100%ed those. That's because I just then, when I'm at work, I can just pull out my iPad and just put them on auto fight. And it's been particularly handy now that we've got the speed up in our energy. And that's just easy to do, because each one of those you have fully completed is an easy 150 units. There's 300 units done. And with Conqueror right now, I will hopefully be able to finish it and 100% that between now and when the new content drops, because we've got the the fast timer. So I do those sort of things again just to harvest up the units. Pretty happy with where my unit count is at the moment, about 25,000. And the whole idea about having them is pretty much to see what the unit offers will be come the July 4 weekend, or unless anything in between happens to be worthwhile. But so far, most things that have come up, in my opinion, haven't been worthwhile. So I'm just happy to keep building them up. In terms of team activity work, I play AQ map 6. Basically just run through that. It's mind numbing and boring, but at the end of the day, you play it over 4 days, and you can collect your glory, which basically gets reinvested into the glory store, or in this case, you spend the glory to keep buying these raids tickets. So because they're quite expensive, what the cost is. And then on week 4, the alliance I'm in, we run 2 raids battle groups, and we've enjoyed the last one, raids 2.0 as I like to call it. We all managed to 100% complete it. It was a lot of fun because we've now had our runs going through that particular content. We're all getting a little bit better at it, understanding it, the ins and outs, and it's good. I'm glad at least Kabam put that bit of content in now. It just takes what's really a mundane and boring AQ drone run into at least something nice once every 4 weeks. I do participate in Alliance War, but in our alliance we're fairly casual. We do play to win. We don't just turn up and not play, but we're not overly worried about it. I mean, if we get nicked and we die, we revive, we go in, and we just play. It's just for something to do. Again, because it's now over the 2 days, it's not as grindy, it's not as much under your thumb. So I do those alliance things. Battlegrounds, to be honest, I'm losing interest in that. It's becoming, in my opinion, more and more of a grind, and I get a bit annoyed that Kabam's throwing in requirements to earn XYZ rewards on the basis you got to complete victory track and all these other sort of things, which I can do. I have done it, but as I said, it just is I find a pretty boring mode. But again, with over 4 weeks. So what I basically do is when we get the battlegrounds objectives, the in-game ones, I just, the 4 that come up, win 1, win 2, win 3, and then, playing 3 matches, and then they get recycled, I think, every 48 hours. I essentially just make sure I meet them where I can and just pick up those battleground chips, and what are they called again? What do they call? They're trophy tokens. There we go. I haven't been playing this game for 8 years, and collect them so then we can go into the store and just use them up. But it's, in my opinion, it's becoming a bit of a grind. I hardly ever touch incursions. I find that completely and utterly boring. I think room 6 having 25 rooms to go through is just nuts. It's too long. Just make it 10. Sure, rank up the the difficulty of it along the way, but to mindlessly go through 25 bloody rooms, in my opinion, is insane. I did it once so I could get my legend title, but no, I hardly bother with it. It's just, I find it really just aggravating, and to go in. But that's just me. That's again, it is about time. There's only so many hours in the day I can put on this game. So that's why I've chosen to make sure certain content I'll just ignore completely, and others I'll just do the bare minimum to get me through. And now, of course, we've got, Sagas just starting. This is their new initiative, and we've got what's happening at the moment, the Magic Heist, and that's obviously an AQ sponsored event where you go in there with your 7 stars. Basically, you just got to have 2 big fights, and you easily get the daily rewards, which are those raffle tickets, and we'll see how that unfolds towards the end of the particular content. That's interesting how I think Kabam's picking on certain content and saying, well, go participate in this space for a certain period, and then you can get X, Y, and Z, and then they go to another space, which will mean, of course, I'll go to incursions, which will mean I don't want to do that, but I can sort of see how they're trying to get it around. As long as they can keep it for X time frame, you do Alliance Quest. Another time frame, it's in Battlegrounds, just going through the motions and dreaded again. Maybe we'll be within incursions. But if they all of a sudden all become happening at once and we're all doing this all at once, I mean, that'll just require just too much of a time commitment. And that's just why I think it's important to look at the amount of time you put on this game, because as I said, every time you're in front of your iPad or your phone belting away at other opponents there and whatnot, it's time you're not doing something else. And playing a mobile video game can have its benefits. It can help with your hand-eye coordination, can sort of get the grey matter thinking a bit and strategize here and there. That's why someone like me, old man bull market, plays such a game, just because it's something a bit different. And besides, I think Sudoku suck. So, it's just a means for me as well. But there's still only a certain amount of time in any given day that you can play. So that's what I'm just starting to do now, just sort of rationalize that. So if you like, put some comments below on what you're doing, what you like doing, what you don't like doing. Just put in the conversation where possible. I really do like reading all the comments. I do read every comment that comes in on any YouTube video I put up, and I often try and put a response back to virtually everybody. So I like that engagement and all that sort of thing as well. And then this end of, well, what do you call it, Everest high-end sort of content they're liking to throw out. For example, the the Carina's challenges. Let me just go into that. All I've really done there is hang on, gotta go to the right screen. Carina's challenges, and all I've basically done there was the one from what was it, Legacy, with Stark Spider-Man, where you could then go in there and beat the Grandmaster, and then by doing so, you win the King Groot Deathless piece. So I've done that. Happy to do that, but I'm honestly not interested in doing the others. I mean, I know you can get through it, I've seen it, but it'll just be content that I'm just not going to bother doing. And that's my decision. Again, it comes down to that time scenario as well. I am also a Valiant player. So, I do get 2 Valiant daily crystals, from the in-game and then from the game store on the web. And anyone who is Valiant will know that the loot from there is pretty good and it's free. So the need, therefore, to press on with that other content, I just don't need to do. So, again, it's a trade-off that I've decided to do. Now, anyone else wants to do what they do, that's fine. People want to have a sense of achievement and knock things most off, and that's great. But I think it's also healthy to work out how much time you're going to put on this game, because it has a cost in the sense of what you miss out on family, friends, and other things that you've got to do. And you want to make sure it's, pretty healthy and all that sort of stuff. So, what else is there? Anything else I need to really go through? No, I think I've covered most of it in the game. And of course, when the side quests come up, I usually just do the Throne Breaker, or what do they call it these days? Threat level 5. I wish they had things that were just consistent. Just call it more like the tiers that we have off our titleage. But anyway, so I just go and do those things. I don't even worry about, the other ones, because again, it comes down to time. But I do like it when the Kabam set it up that if you go and do threat level 5, by you completing that, you instantly get the others done, which, in my opinion, is what they should actually allow us to do when it comes to the equity quests. Event quest, equity quest, not a stock market thing, event quest, particularly on those lower ones of, Contender and Proven and Conqueror, and I dare say even Uncollected. It should say you're a Valiant player, you've got, 4.6 million total base hero rating. Based on that, it'll cost 12 energies, and instantly do it and have it claimed. They should do that. They should just say, you press a button, boom, completed. Because obviously I've got the roster, and I'm happy to pay that up there. And if they then says you haven't got it, well, then top it up with units, but then it's done and I can press the button. So I think that would be a nice quality of life improvement. So let me know in the comments below what you think there as well. Anyway, bit of a talking head one here, just to give you what I'm doing now, and the whole goal also between now and say July is just to slowly but surely build up my unit stash, just to bring them up, just so I've got a good healthy amount, and we'll see what the unit deals are like when they drop in that point in time. So appreciate you taking the time again to stop what you're doing to come and listen to an old man here talk about MCOC. Appreciate that. Got a comment, please note it down on the bottom. And until next time, take it easy.